And here he is stopping. Hold it here, hold it here. Let's hold up. We're going to hold up right here. He just hit the cop.
Welcome to Viral Twist. Today, a criminal thought he had gotten away, speeding through the city, but one fatal mistake sealed his fate.
Again, he's doing at least double the speed limit down very, very narrow residential streets. And so right now, it's up to that air unit to call out the location. Again, LA County's airship, LA County Sheriff's Department airship overhead here as he continues to move down Budlong Avenue and Jefferson Boulevard. Again, slowing down a little bit here, but we've seen him at some points hit some of these dips at these intersections and some of these speed bumps at a very high rate of speed, almost losing control of the vehicle and coming again into very close proximity. Although, as far as we know, in terms of what we have been able to witness, we have not witnessed any collisions, but just judging from the condition of the vehicle, you could see another piece of the vehicle hanging off and being dragged along the right side of the car there. Certainly indicative of some collisions that we may not have been privy to earlier on in this pursuit. It's been going on for the better part of 25 minutes or so, maybe even longer than that. Again, originated in Hawthorne and eventually got onto the 110 freeway. CHP making the decision to give this one up, and again, just let the sheriffs continue to follow from above. We will see where he ultimately ends up. There have been several occasions where he's almost come to a complete stop, and you thought maybe this would end in a foot bail, including at one point on the freeway. He pulled over on the shoulder, but then he kept on going and again has continued this wild joyride through the streets of South LA here. Again, we are not calling it a pursuit at this point because there is nobody behind him. But if the driving continues as dangerously as we are witnessing here, that could change. And again, that would be up to the LAPD because that is the jurisdiction that he's in now. Look at this, a three-point turn here, doing a U-turn on Juliet Street. Saw something he didn't like. Saw something he didn't like at the end of that street that he was traversing just moments ago. He is now going in the opposite direction, just kind of making this up as he goes along. At least he appears to be making it up, and now coming to a stop at this stop sign for one of the first. Yeah, he really hasn't obeyed many of the traffic laws or signs, but in this case, he is starting to slow down, and that may be a consequence of having nobody behind him. He may start to feel a little bit relieved. Maybe he thinks that he is just on his own here. Obviously, there are several helicopters overhead watching his movements. He's now done a full circle here as he makes his way around the USC campus here. Again, just several blocks south of USC.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, we have a good location of where you are. And, you know, again, as we know, with the sun going down later, it just stays light. And a lot of people enjoy going out on a Friday night. So it does make me very concerned for any person.
I have just lost my camera temporarily, but he has maybe made a... Rob, did he make a westbound turn there? He is now going west. He's now going west on, I believe, Exposition Boulevard. So still in the West Adams area near Expo Park as he refuses to pull over here. But he has no reason to pull over, really. There's nobody behind him. So what they're waiting for is for him to eventually pick a destination and then get out of the vehicle or run out of gas. Those are pretty much the two options here. And if he slows down, it should be one of those two. Of course, if he continues, as he just went through that red light there, if he continues some of the wild driving we've been seeing, well, then certainly you have the possibility of a major crash. And I really thought when we first pulled up on this pursuit, guys, as they were tracking him from above, I would have sworn that he was going to end up crashing into something or somebody. And certainly judging from the condition of the vehicle, as I mentioned, it looks like he has hit something, but he is slowing down a little more composed here, but still going right through these red lights. Right now, he is continuing the joyride without anybody behind him, so he's got very little pressure and very little reason to continue pushing the pedal to the metal at high rates of speeds through these residential neighborhoods, which is really the intention of pulling back. When they decide to 1022 a pursuit, which is the code for cancel the pursuit, and they have the luxury of the helicopter overhead, the intention is to take some of the pressure off, lower the driver's adrenaline a little bit, and see if that changes his driving behavior. So he's continuing now west through a busy intersection, lots of cross traffic, through the red light, and is now continuing west, paralleling the 10 freeway, heading in towards West LA here, just south of the freeway. It started in Hawthorne. CHP initiated the pursuit. They were the lead agency, And once he got off the 110 freeway, they followed him onto the 110, chased him up the 110, and pretty much once he got off the freeway, California Highway Patrol decided to abandon the pursuit, which gives you some indication that the original want may not have been all that serious. But what we have seen since then is some very dangerous driving, which certainly is serious to any objective observer here, but still not serious enough for LAPD to get involved and take over this pursuit. So it's a situation where, if I'm not mistaken, Dan, correct me if I'm wrong, did the Sheriff's Department pull off, or are they still down there? They did. So the Sheriff's Department has now pulled off, and there is now no law enforcement monitoring this pursuit. They are watching television. Right now, it certainly looks like this driver is going to get away with a wild escapade here through South LA, unless things get even more dangerous, and then, of course, they will have to alter their decision. He is just on a very dangerous joyride, but a joyride nonetheless. Taking the left, now coming northbound on Figueroa, and we'll try and push in here, see if we get one more glimpse into the driver's seat here. A little bit difficult to make out an accurate description here, but coming into a gas station, and that's one of the things that I am afraid of, because we have no idea how much fuel is in the tank, but that is one of the few ways that this will end, is if he runs out of fuel, he will either get out of the vehicle and run on foot, or hide out somewhere else and walk away, or he will try and get gas, which is always a possibility. Right now, he's trying to squeeze through here as he comes up on the 10 freeway, coming very close once again, communicating with a random motorist right next to him, pointing towards the sky. He's looking out the window, trying to communicate with that driver, now rolling the window down, and he's flashing gang signs at that driver. So whether he knows that person or recognizes the person, he may have even met up with somebody he knows. Very possible. Very, very possible. If he ran out of gas, he may have planned on doing a switcheroo here, and he may very well switch vehicles if he indeed is out of gas. Right now, looks like he's going to continue to gas it through this intersection, now making a right turn again off of King, and that'll put him on the freeway. Southbound 10 freeway, and there comes LAPD. And here he is, stopping. Hold it here, let's hold up. We're going to hold up right here. He just hit the cop. He just reversed into that LAPD, black and white, put it in reverse as those patrol officers were about to exit their vehicle and execute a felony stop. He immediately put it in reverse, and there has now been a collision with LAPD. That's going to change things dramatically here. It's just a matter of time now whether we see if he gives up. It looks like he is. Nope, he's going to keep going. The vehicle's moving. Guns trained on that vehicle. And now he's stepping out. That is the best possible resolution. As he steps out of the vehicle, you can see his legs now stepping out of the vehicle, walking backwards in the direction of that LAPD patrol car, and he has decided to give up. The smartest thing he's done all afternoon is give up right here when he did, because after coming into contact with that LAPD patrol car, guys, you now have attempted assault on a law enforcement officer, which changes everything. It changes everything. Fortunately, we get to see a peaceful resolution here as this comes to an end on the 10 freeway, on the 110 freeway rather, just off to the side here on the shoulder. You can see in the middle of rush hour, more LAPD black and whites pulling in, back up, pulling into position as they prepare to take the driver into custody.